ago, me and my husband decided to get a new puppy. We searched the internet, the newspapers, and called up humane societies. Then one day, I found an ad in the newspaper for a lady that rescued unwanted or abandoned dogs. We called her up and she allowed us to come to her house to look at all the dogs that she had rescued. When Maggie, my dog now, came out, I immediately fell in love with her. She acted very scared and kind of creeped around us. The lady said that she had rescued her from a breeder that had neglected her. At the time, she had what is known as a cherry eye and needed surgery on it. However, the breeder didn't want to spend the time or money on getting her fixed, so he just threw her in a cage away from all the other animals and people. There is no evidence that she was actually abused. However, the way she acted at the time and still does today makes you very suspicious. For example, she yelps and barks whenever new people come to the house, especially men. We have also noticed that she is afraid of brooms and is especially afraid of men wearing boots or hats. Because of this experience, I know firsthand the effects of animal abuse. Animal cruelty is both brutal and unfair to innocent beings. As a community, we must work together to prevent this growing problem. Gandhi quoted, "The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated." Animal cruelty is defined as any acts of violence or neglect perpetrated against animals. Of the 1,880 cases reported in the media into the 2007, 64.5%, 1,212, involved dogs, 18% or 337 involved cats, and 25% or 470 involved other animals. Dr. Randall Lockwood, psychologist and vice president of the Humane Society of the United States, quoted, "While not everyone who abuses animals will become a serial killer, virtually every serial killer first abused animals." And according to the Center for Mental Health Services, 70% of the people convicted of animal abuse have committed violent or antisocial crimes. There is legitimate evidence that the individuals involved in violent acts against animals present a danger to the public that must be addressed. Intentional animal abuse is often seen in association with other serious crimes, including drug offenses, gang activity, weapons violations, sexual assault, domestic violence, and can be one of the most visible parts of an entire history of aggressive and antisocial behavior. Some of these cases include the well-known serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. In 1994, Jeffrey Dahmer confessed to killing, mutilating, and sometimes even cannibalizing 17 men and boys. As a child, it is known that Dahmer often speared frogs, decapitated dogs, and staked cats. A New Jersey study found that in 88% of families where there had been physical abuse of children, there were also records of animal abuse. Another study in Wisconsin of battered women revealed that in 4 out of 5 cases, abusive partners had also been violent toward pets or livestock. Ignoring animal abuse or simply considering it a minor topic is like ignoring a time bomb. Communities should be actively and aggressively penalizing animal abusers. In our state, Missouri, violating an animal cruelty law is considered a felony, which is punishable up to $5,000 in fines and up to 5 years in prison. The ASPCA also gives us 10 ways to help prevent this crime of animal cruelty. Number 1 is be aware. Be aware of the neighborhood that you live in and your surroundings, the animals of your neighbors and all the things that you may see going on in their own house. The next one is to learn to recognize animal cruelty. Some of these things include looking for wounds, missing patches of hair, limping, animals not receiving proper food and water. 3, know who to call and report animal cruelty. For most of us, this is just our local law enforcement. Number 4 is to provide as much information as possible when reporting these crimes. We want details, details, details to get these people persecuted. Number 5 is to call or write your local law enforcement department and let them know that yes, investigating animal cruelty should be a priority and should not be taken lightly. Number 6, know your state's animal cruelty laws. Like we said, Missouri is up to $5,000 in fines and 5 years in prison. Number 7 is to fight for the passage of strong anti-cruelty laws on all levels, both all federal, state, and local. Number 8 is to set a good example for others. Show these people that you really should love and care for your pets. Number 9 is kind of in the same topic. Talk to kids about how to properly treat animals with kindness and respect. Most of these kids in abusive homes see their parents or other people abusing animals and think that that's just how it is. And number 10 is to support your local shelter or animal rescue. And you can do this by volunteering your time or simply donating money. Animal cruelty is increasingly viewed as a serious issue by professionals in law enforcement and mental health, as long as the general public. The effective prosecution of animal abuse has many benefits. For example, it provides an early and timely response to those who are and who are at risk of becoming a threat to the safety of others. It can provide an added tool for the protection of those who are victims of family violence. And finally, it can bring personal satisfaction in developing new skills and new understanding and helping to build a truly compassionate society. So let's get up and become active. Simple acts such as merely being aware of your environment, signing petitions, volunteering at humane societies, and even donating to organizations mentioned as the ASPCA or the Missouri Alliance for Animal Legislation will help to make a change in many of the lives of many innocent animals and potentially innocent humans.